All praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kadash. Baruch to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for activating us to this year pod truth. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to the Bakiyar. I wanted to pull this statistic regarding these so-called colleges, so-called places of learning, these institutions of pure filth and poison, all right? That is an indoctrination that has been known and exposed to be pretty much programming of the people for these wicked left-handed agendas, all right? I'm to show you how useless indeed, as the Apostle Gabar has gone into these useless fucking degrees that these people's as the mass majority is like the foundation of these people's lives. Okay, like a motherfucker ain't shit to start off with in his life if he doesn't have one of Esau's paperwork. All right, and then we're gonna pull up the etymology to show you indeed even how fucking feudal and pretty much unneeded that these things are in accordance to daily life, all right, and the skills needed that are needful to pretty much sustain life, okay, and to show you how fucking high dignity folly has been set. All right. So it says in this InsideHigherEducation.com, it says the report starts to look more like the findings from a study from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, which found that only 27% of college graduates work in the field related to their major study, Slovakia. Okay, so we're talking about over 70% of people who go through all the courses and the fucking rigmarole, and like it says, a lot of them that are in financial debt. All right, killer student debt that never goes away. They went through, they killed themselves to go through these courses and all the stipulations that's required for you to get these degrees, all right? And then they don't even fucking use them, all right? Like I said, a bitch will get a degree in underwater basket weaving, and it'd be surprised that, there's not a lot of niches in that sector when she gets out of school, all right? Now, we already know what these hoes is doing in there, in these universities, all right? They're taking other courses, if you feel the drift, okay? And they're in fucking training, all right? So, with the addition of these agendas that they've been implementing in accordance with the alphabet shit, all right, and all this this attempt to make the genders fluid, okay. With all of that, now it shows it has been revealed that even more so are these so-called college education completely fucking garbage, man. Goddamn trash. All right, you're not taking away anything. All right. This word degree goes into de gradus in the Latin, which means to downgrade. All right, de meaning down and gradus meaning a step or a grade. Okay, so And in all actuality is to take a step down. All right. Because and even on the surface, even if you want to swing it another way, fucking a degree of something is only a part of it. When you have a degree of knowledge, you only have one small fucking fraction of it. And that's why you have to get all these different degrees, and you have to step up in the tiers of the degrees, right? The masters, the doctorate, and all this shit, just so you could have a somewhat of a spectrum, and it's not even full, just so you could have somewhat of a healthy knowledge on a subject that's something that's fucking even to speak for, right? So that you can apply it to that practice or whatever that field is. Okay. For example, you got these fucking stupid assholes and as a mass going into psychology. They're psychology majors. And they get out and fucking and on OnlyFans, or they get out and because that's one of the main things you could see on the book statistically. A psychology major, and they'll tell you from their own mouth. It's an unspoken thing, and it might be an actual thing. Like we could probably Google the shit, but I wouldn't even waste my time. All right, because I already know that these hoes that so-called go into psychology as a major, all right, they're raging whores, all right, and a lot of them are doing sex work, all right, like 90 fucking percent of them, you see. So these places are breeding grounds anyway for wickedness and debauchery, man. Complete fucking licentiousness. All right. To downgrade means to reduce to a lower rank, a lower grade, rank, or level of importance, right? As it pertains to either skills, right, or even knowledge, because what they say, people who are in a certain industry, right, or certain people who even create different systems and the different business models, all right, different companies and corporations that have been formed. When you have a motherfucker who comes in there with this indoctrination of these institutions, these trash fucking institutions, they don't work out as well on the job, okay? In the application of whatever they learned, because the way that they indoctrinate your fucking mind in these colleges, so called, they it puts like almost a straight, if you will, for lack of a better term, and we know straits like as in a position of difficulty. And don't equate this to the scriptures. This has nothing to do like with our straight gate, but it puts pretty much parameters on your mind, on the way that you think. Okay, so you can't think outside of the box. You think on that closed-minded fucking, whatever pretty much structure that you were taught. You see that widely in engineering, in like, for example, aerospace manufacturing and shit like that. When the motherfucking engineer, he's going to any type of like machine shops and shit like that. You have the engineer who has the blueprints, and he's trying to get the programmer, the machine operator, to 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 do a certain kind of way, but the motherfucker don't know. He don't operate the fucking machine. So, he's so-called engineered the part, and to be crafted a certain way, and is setting up the pretty much the language of the machine to uh, to manufacture it a certain way, but the motherfucker don't have on the job experience. You know, he don't know exactly how to the application of the shit that he learned in the fucking classroom, man. All right, that's why these places they'll widely take a motherfucker with experience over a nigga with a bunch of goddamn degrees now. All right, Slovakia for belaboring all that. But that's what this place is madness. That's what it is. And we know that all this ultimately is gonna be wiped out, man. So this whole system of you ain't shit without the so-called white man's fucking education is going straight out the window, man. We know folly has been set in great dignity. All right, so that's what's been esteemed higher than real knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, and then furthermore, the scriptures talk about full understanding and not partial. Okay. Really, that's going into half-ass, which is not whole. The Most High is not dealing with that. Okay. It talks about that we would know all things. They're over there with a degree, meaning a fucking a fraction of information about or knowledge about a subject. All right, this is in 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. Okay. When you go into an opposition of science, we know science to be true knowledge. But when it's tied with this falsely so called, it literally goes into pseudoscience. Okay, false knowledge, which is not knowledge. All right, and that's what is mainly in these institutions is fucking lies, and that's Salakia. Getting a little ahead of myself. That word opposition goes into theories. All right, conflict of theories. So they've in these educational institutions, all they have are fucking widely based upon and founded on fucking theories. All right, you even have a lot of the classes that are called theory, that have theory in it, right? Music theory, right? All kind of other shit. And that's what the so-called fucking white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, the liar. Okay, because that's really what this is. What is a false knowledge? What is a false truth? It's a goddamn lie. All right, that's what they have pushing up in these places, man. All right, but these theories go into really his cover-ups of the truth and his attempt to get to divert the people, all right, especially the Israelites, but every fucking body, to divert them from the knowledge of the Most High, primarily the identity of the Israelites. That's one of his main objectives for that, all right? So all it is in this world is what they teach you, the knowledge of the world, because that's ultimately what this is, worldly knowledge. Okay. How the goddamn like for example, when you get the bar, when you study to get to pass the bar and shit like that, and get these so-called law degrees, right? That's fucking knowledge of the world. That you know the fucking the you know how to reference, you know, this law, right? To get a motherfucker off. You know, get the charges dropped and shit. Most High's not worried about any of that shit, man. Okay? That's not real knowledge, man. And all this is comprised of is oppositions of science, falsely so called. All right? All this is comprised as worldly knowledge, man. All right? Fucking folly, really. Okay? Because that's the main shit now. Is with all this new way that society is going, everything's about goddamn fucking folly. All right? Diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is one of the main things that they just, it's like that's all it is now. Just one big happy family of freaks. And that's it now. Let's just talk about that. Okay? This is in 1 Corinthians 3:19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. All right? So, this shit that they're fucking cramming down those of the people is complete fucking foolishness, man. All right? It's going so far as now that it's not really about the so-called STEM, right? Science, what is T? Technologies, maybe? Engineering and fucking mathematics, right? What is the T in STEM? It's not about like that kind of shit either, which also comprises of worldly knowledge. Knowing the fucking mitochondria, right? Knowing the equation, like in chemistry, knowing the equation for fucking photosynthesis, or the let me see STEM. What is that fucking called? An abbreviation? Acronym. Science, technology, engineering, and math. Exactly. Let's see. Is it the equation for photosynthesis, or is that like the elemental makeup for? Oh, look at that. Okay, see, yeah, knowing all that shit. You know, come on, Most High ain't testing us on no damn shit like this, man. Just to show you about the knowledge of the world, man. Okay. But basically, they're not even teaching even that. Which, okay, but they're teaching about just some freakazoid shit, man. All right. How to better, fucking lead a tranny on your work project team. you know. And finishing off in Sirach 19:22, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. Okay? So all this knowledge, falsely so-called, that they have going out in this world is fucking, it's not wisdom, man. It's not really knowledge. Okay? And really, it's the source of the filth of this place. Okay? You have this going into the people. All right? That's what they're soaking in like a fucking sponge. And when you squeeze them, that's all that comes out. All right? All that's poured out from them, like it says, they that are prideful, all that comes out of them is nothing but abominations, you know? I said Sirach 10. No, that's, what am I talking about, man? Yeah, that isn't Sirach 10. Yeah. Just to reference it real quick. It says, Sirach 10 and 13, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. So these people, they literally pour out abomination, man. Okay. Because of the shit that they're getting put in, the fucking the excrement that is these curriculums, man, and anything that they have to offer in these institutions for so-called for learning. Okay. It's their institutions for indoctrination and poisoning and for ruin. All right, a motherfucker will come out of there completely ruined. It's wicked as fuck. You know, they talking about like a chick will go in there, you know, somewhat clean cut, and she'll come out with fucking plugs, fucking septum piercing, alien green hair, tatted all over the fucking place, and a complete raging fucking whore, and of course does the devious shit, you know. These places, they completely will ruin a person, and then completely effeminize the men, and turn them into fucking cyborgs, you know. But that's what you have in the society, and once you have it, it's getting more permeated. If you can understand what that is, when it pretty much saturating the society. When something becomes saturated, all right. Like, for example, I believe like certain industries can become too saturated, where there's too many motherfuckers trying to do it to where there's not enough demand, that much demand for it anymore, you know, because the supply is too fucking high. But you're at a point where this filth is so prevalent in so many fucking people. This shit that's been put in them. These masses of these people, these colostomy bag excuses for people that have all this filth in them. It's to the point where destruction is imperative. The Most High has to rain down destruction to kill off all these fucking people, man. All right? Because they're ruined. And that's what we're coming into, man. Many great miseries is about to sweep through these fucking cities, not only all throughout piece of shit Babylon, but all throughout this planet, man. I was just talking to the brother. Yeah, there's going to be places spared from the missiles, but don't think for 2 fucking seconds that there's going to be some safe zone, paradise, oasis that you can go and be apart and set apart from all these calamities that are going to befall the world. All right? Like it says, on every side, right? Financial collapse, natural disasters, uprisings of the people, World War III, okay? Fucking plagues and pestilence, All right? The Most High, so we can close this shit down. Shut up shop and shit. Okay? To usher in the kingdom, baby. So with that, all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kadash.